Oh, oh yeah. Oi. One thing I hate about Modello is that for some reason their department and decided, hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put gold foil. So when you open it, you're gonna have bits of what seems to be aluminum in your mouth, and it's quite the disgusting taste. I don't know why they do this. I don't know what customer feedback they've gotten that have led them to continue this tradition. But the worst part is that I almost guarantee you that if they stop doing this, people are going to complain. People are going to bitch, and they're going to go, whoa, wait a minute. Why did you remove the gold foil from the bottle? What are you, not Modello anymore? What are you, going woke? Welcome to the PigCast. If you're watching this live, you're going to have a better time than those plebeians that watch it after the fact. What are you doing at work? What are you doing with your wife and kids? Come on. There are better things to do, like checking out the PigCast when it's actually live. Welcome. Though we're here to talk about a lot of things, a lot of fun topics in particular. New York, of course, being retarded. England being retarded. People being retarded. This should be the retarded episode. That's what I should have called this. But unfortunately, YouTube sees it fit to, well, this live stream is going to be demonetized anyways, as they all are. However, they seemingly demonetized just random videos for some reason. Tutorials that don't really have anything that's questionable content. So it's a fun thing whenever I look at the YouTube dashboard and I see the piss yellow little monetization sign that says, hey man, whatever you said in this video is not what the YouTube hive mind wants you to think. It might be this brand new shirt that says Black Girl Magic from Five Below. One of the things that I've enjoyed recently is going to Five Below and checking out all the thoughties. And also, their selection of t-shirts. This is one that I found. There was a bunch of other ones that unfortunately didn't have in stock. But you could see them coming along as I keep going to the store throughout the video. So you'll be able to see these every time I go to the store. I'll be using them in videos to make sure that it's a tax deductible. Toby Writing says, bum. Hello. Iker says, pig fans coming when? Maybe I should consider doing an OnlyFans and actually doing it. I had a Pornhub that I had on the channel that for some reason Pornhub decided to purge my account when I didn't verify it, which is kind of lame. Very stupid of them. But I did have a couple of tutorials that I was very proud of. A Gianna Michaels anal compilation while I'm doing a tutorial. I might just redo them. Fuck it. I might just redo them. Or maybe do an OnlyFans. But I'm wondering if people would subscribe to that. Yo, says Ed Blitch. I see you've been watching nothing but Alex Pandrea videos. The whitest man to say that. I bought the Synchro app, download the NFC tag. It's Ace, so you could tell him I forgot to. Nice. That's good. I mean, I told you in the review, or I said in the review, I hate the apps that are, we're going to use a clock to generate a random number. But when you're using the clock app to do things based on time, I think that's cool. I think that that's when it's useful, especially because how else are you going to do effects like that unless you have either a watch or a clock app or a stopwatch. And unfortunately, as much as it pains me to say the word organic, a clock app is very organic, and especially on their phone. Jesse Cook says, hey. Iker says, wow, I'm leaving after you said that. PC. You also said, do you have friends, or is this your only semblance of social interaction? Unfortunately, I do have friends. I have too many friends. I wish I had less friends because it would mean less time divided amongst them. I'm the glue that holds my group together. So anytime there's any sort of issue, even though they like to think that they're the team leader, really, I'm the team leader because they call me whenever there's a problem, whenever there's an issue, whenever something's going down. I'm the glue. I'm the Cyclops, the Scott Summers of their team. So apart from that, we have some disgusting topics that we're going to get through, some annoying ones, mostly things that annoy me. If you want to leave a voicemail, look at the link in the description section below, and you'll find a little place where you could do it. You could either do it anonymous, or you could leave your email there, leave your name, and let me know who it is. If you do it anonymously, please refrain from using the N-word more than once. Please don't do that, because then YouTube is really going to, even though it's you saying it, YouTube considers it that I said it. There's no sort of tolerance for that. It's kind of annoying, really. I thought we lived in America. I thought I lived in America. But we do have some topics here to do with other places, like what the namesake suggests, which is about the Tesla Cybertruck, which I don't know if to get into that, seeing that that is the actual thumbnail of the video, but fuck it. We're doing it live. We live in a society.
You know, we're living in a society
Be better.
Be better.
Those bitches. So I guess the first one that I'm going to do is kind of bitch and moan about England, right? Or what I assume to be England. So this is a tweet that I saw a little while ago in reference to the brand new Cybertruck that's been officially, I don't know, released yet to the public, but definitely percolating and trickling through to the general populace at the end of this year. I think it's going to be out maybe next year, but at least the production model is done. And of course, there are different things that you could say about it as far as the shape, as far as its features, as far as different things about it that maybe could actually warrant judgment. However, it seems like people from what seem to be Europe, I'm assuming this is England, I'm assuming. And here let's fucking go to the tweet here to show you my anger as the European mindset. So this is what caught my eye from David Zipper. My goodness. Let's see. Wild that this thing is clearly a threat to anybody walking, biking, or inside a smaller car. And the feds still offer a $7,500 subsidy. Tim Ray says, I'd be surprised if they could sell this in Europe. The front edge of the hood looks very sharp. How did it pass pedestrian impact regulations? Now, I might be an ignorant American and not privy to pedestrian impact regulations, but I do have to imagine that cars have to have some sort of, safety features as to make sure that they don't decimate people. But the assumption is that you're not going to be doing that. You're not going to be doing that. And I don't understand what the point of the tweet is here. How could they sell it? It looks very sharp. I just read this, and the first thing that comes to mind is just... an excess of soy product. The first thing that comes to mind as well, the second thing that comes to mind rather, is a wife that has a boyfriend. The third thing that comes to mind is an obsession with Funko Pops. These are the sort of things that come to mind when I see this sort of thing. Believe it or not, the U.S. has no pedestrian impact regulations. Well, because the assumption is that you're not going to go around running people over. It's called an accident for a reason. And the fact that I guess they have that in Europe, along with random stops where they check your petrol. This was something I explored in a previous video, and some people gave me some light as to what it is that they were talking about when they would stop your car and check if you have the regulation gasoline. Because what seems to happen is that, gasoline for farmers, a certain type of gas is cheaper, but only in use in farm equipment. So people might be using those in regular cars, and the government doesn't like that. They don't like that. So they go ahead and check you, and if you are not in compliance, I think they tow your car, they give you a fat ticket. It might be jail time. So it's the golden ratio of retardation there. And it seems like Europe has pedestrian impact regulations. What? Let's see what this guy says. David Zipper says, if you don't believe me, feel free to search the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards for anything related to pedestrian impacts. By the way, the U.S. is the only rich country with a trend like this. All right. This guy's, I guess, citing the U.S. has no pedestrians, big if true. Let me look at this guy's account. My goodness. Look at this fuck. Believe it or not, the U.S. does not have any pedestrian impact regulations. Let me have more regulations. Because if there's anything that the government should have, it's more regulations. That's what I just feel seeing this guy's picture. Visiting fellow at Harvard Kennedy School, focus on mobility, cities, tech. I'm surprised he doesn't have him in his fucking profile. My fucking God. Am I the only one that thinks that that's a very un-American thinking? Like, there's been a lot of knife attacks. Let's ban knives. Is that really going to address the issue? Is that really going to fix the root cause? No, because again, here's a knife. Here's an implement that I could stab somebody in the eye with. Is it going to do it? No, it's not going to do it. Is it really going to be effective to ban this? No, because if I wanted to get something that's stabby, I would get it regardless of the law. Doesn't really matter. But here, I guess it's fucking retarded. Just because, I don't know. Maybe the assumption is that we're not going to be really running people over. You don't have a necessity for pedestrian impact regulations. It just seems like another bullshit thing. Oh, God, another dumb shit that you got to be worried about on top of other stupid, dumb shit that's just essentially created for the purpose of taxing. It's never for the good health of the general public. It's just so they could make more regulations and control things better. It's stupid. It's dumb. But I might be the only one that has that mentality. I don't know. What do you guys have to say here in the PigCake community? I just read that and I felt like just a wave of soy products. As a matter of fact, the tweet that I saw, reading this gave me low T, is what the actual tweet said by Brandon Hannibal Donkey. And hood looks very sharp. Made me snort audibly. Hood looks very sharp. Imagine thinking the hood of this vehicle looks very sharp. Ugh. Looks sharp. Looks extremely blunt to me. This guy's probably scared of butter knives too. I believe it. I believe it. I'm just getting nothing but soy vibes from this guy. I might be the only one. I might be the type of you might say, oh, Piggy, wow, you're so insensitive to pedestrians. But I don't know. Just to think that that's another thing that people would regulate just rubs me the wrong way. Again, you could leave your opinion either in the chat or in a voicemail in the link down below. I encourage that because I want to see what the PigCake community sounds like. I've heard a couple of your voices through the voicemails and obviously through various interactions throughout the years, and I'm surprised as to the type of person that tends to watch these. I'm kind of impressed almost. Usually, I would have expected it to be, magicians that are just maybe they want to feel dirty about themselves, and they watch a person that's been labeled as such a deviant in the magic community, and they maybe want to feel a little bit on the edgy side, so they watch this content. But no, it's regular, well-minded people from all walks of life, working for various companies, different Fortune 500 companies even, which is kind of interesting that fairly well-off people tend to watch this guy talk about magic tricks and or on these live streams go over things that annoy me. It's kind of interesting, the varied scope of individuals. Blue collar, white collar, a varied mix. Also virgins. That's kind of the thing that unifies us all. Let's see the comments here. That shit is ugly, says Seth Howard. Yeah, that's the other thing. I tend to find that people that don't like Elon tend to find the truck uglier than people that like Elon. I like Elon. I'm not a fan of the truck, though. I got to tell you, I think that it's not a really good-looking truck. I've been a fan of Teslas. I like the way they look, but I don't think we have the infrastructure for that. I think I mentioned this a long time ago. I was taking the Brightline train back to Miami from Daniel's house, which I'm going to have to do soon enough to ship the playing cards. One thing on the playing cards, by the way, just a brief aside. I got an email from the lady that I've been in contact with at USPC. I've already paid the bulk. That's the spoiler. The bulk of the invoice using the Kickstarter funds, and in the contract it said, hey, we might have a 10% over or a 10% under in terms of printing. Well, there was about a 13% over. 13, I want to say maybe 14% over that I get charged for. So I have to give them another check or another wire so that they could actually ship the playing cards. They sent me this yesterday. So quick update on the playing cards. They're going to be shipped hopefully within this week or next week, but I have to send them an additional round of funds to cover the 10% overage of playing cards that were printed above 1,000 units, which is not happy about that because let's assume that I needed, I don't know, 100 units. 1,000 units exactly, or maybe 900 units, or 950 units, and they did 10% under. So that means I'd be kind of fucked because people would be going without playing cards. But luckily they printed 10% over, so I have an excess of playing cards. But it's not like they gift them to me. I have to pay for those. So, little brief aside there. Not exactly excited about that, but I knew that I wasn't going to make essentially any profit when it came to these playing cards. No exaggeration whatsoever, no hyperbole. I'm probably making about maybe $700 on the deck. Not happy about that. But anyways, that's the price of doing business, right? Is that not it? So what was I getting into? I was taking the train with a guy that worked for FPL, the Florida Power and Light, and he was telling me about the fact that, yeah, electric cars is a nice idea and it's convenient, but we don't have the infrastructure. Things are still ran on fossil fuels, so we don't have that ability to do that for a wide mass of people. Little spurts here or there, yeah, but it's still not something that we could do at this point in time. Maybe later, if we incorporate other types of energy, but it was an interesting conversation nevertheless. But I'm a fan of Tesla, but I don't like the truck. I don't know. It just seems to me like a little bit iffy. I do like the PS1 graphics on it, though. I like the fact that it kind of looks sharpish, I guess. But certain things, looking at the inside, I'm not a huge fan of. Let's see. Pepsi addict. I got to tell you, every time I see that, not really a fan. As I've mentioned before, I'm a Coke fan. I'm a Coca-Cola fan, despite their nefarious dealings in India and other third world countries where they take water from impoverished villages. The Cybertruck hit most Americans. It will damage the car more than a person. That's true. That's true. Toby writing, you're referring to our girth and our weight as Americans. We're pretty rotund. Let me see. Which is the one? I think it's this one.
What kind of America is this?
That's
yes, put it on Facebook.
Normal type of individual that you find here in the States. As I mentioned before, I went to Orlando maybe a week and a half ago, and you see the people taking the little scooters, the little electric scooters, and they're morbidly obese. They're grotesque. And me as a proud fat phobe, I gotta say, be better.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
Be better. Come on, do some effort. Make some effort to at least attempt to lose the weight. Why would there be an over and under? Is 1,000 1,000? Last I checked, do these idiots not know how to count? Yes, true. However, the way the printing works, I haven't asked, but this is my assumption, and it's kind of logical. So you're not going to be able to print 1,000. The way they print it might be in batches, right? They do the sheets and then they chop them up, and that might not necessarily lead to a perfectly even number. So from my understanding, I think they printed 1,286. 10% over is 100, and then they gave me an offer on a discount on the remaining past 10%, and I said, no, I'm good for this run. I want to keep it limited, and I still have to pay the 10% over, Ed, which is kind of very annoying. But I think it's like 5 something that I got to stomach on top of my final payment to the IRS, which is another fun thing that I got. Just a lot of things to go to different companies that don't really need it, even though technically it is product. I am paying for product. It's not like I'm just giving my money to a random organization and not seeing the fruits of the labor. I'm getting product in return for this. The 10% extra that they've printed is what I'm getting. So I'm getting 1,100 decks and uncut sheets. But still annoying that comes out of my pocket, considering that we agreed to 1,000 units. I didn't agree to 1,001 units. I didn't agree to 1,100 units. But alas, you would think maybe an option would be, hey, just send me 1,000 units and we're good. We're square. But part of the contract states I gotta stomach those 10%. Is Daniel down to sign a deck? Yeah, of course. That's one of the reasons I'm going through and shipping them myself as opposed to going through a company. Because I imagine with a company, it would be more annoying to print cards and then go and sign them or spray cologne or rub my nipple on them like certain people want me to do. So it'd be really annoying if I had a company actually going through the process of shipping the cards for me. I don't like that. So for this, I'm going to ship them myself with Daniel and do it that way. And I'm going to be selling the cards individually on my own as well. So after I've done shipping and fulfilling all the Kickstarter orders, I will be shipping the cards at a little bit more costly, not maybe $2 or $3 more expensive, maybe $4 than the Kickstarter one, just to kind of give say thank you to the Kickstarter people that decided to early back it. But I will be selling the cards on my own individually. So speaking of tricks, this is, I guess, the trick of the day. I like to do tricks of the day, and this is it. It's actually juggling. You should have a very diverse palette of skills as a magician, and this one is a racket. This is a racket juggling. So this is kind of cool. If you guys want to get into this, let me show you this. This is the trick of the day. I'm not going to be playing the audio because it's copyright, but here we have an individual, and he's doing some juggling with a racket. So good deal. The caption reads, a new period trick in my arsenal. So here he's spinning it on what looks like to be a drumstick. He does it again. So this is clearly a very difficult skill to have. I believe they normally do it on the outside, not inside of the hole there in the tennis racket. But here he's going to get into another technique, which I've seen before, where he bounces it between drumstick. So yeah, I would say fairly difficult skill to do. So, and then the video stopped. Now, I will show you the context. This is 1 day of racket juggling. 1 day of racket juggling. So we can only imagine that it's going to get better from here. I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see the journey. And then hopefully we'll be able to follow it here throughout the channel. We'll be able to follow it here throughout the channel, guys. So don't say that I'm not motivational here in the PigCake community. People think that I'm only negative and an ass or whatever. No. I like to show you guys things that benefit you. Will you be bringing any of the decks over to Blackpool? Yeah. Although here's the annoying part about traveling with cards: they think it's bomb making material. So, really gay. When Daniel when we went to Ohio, Daniel took a couple bricks of playing cards, and they stopped him and searched him, and they're like, "Oh, what do you have these decks of playing cards?" Maybe because I'm selling playing cards. You fucking piece of shit. Ever thought of that? Huh? Almost said a different word there, but ever thought of that, you fucker? I really hate the TSA and any sort of immigration when they ask you dumb shit. The amount of people you let through that are actual criminals is unbelievable. And the amount of things you let through, like knives, guns, people let through a bunch of shit because they're ignorant assholes. And I saw a video of people in the TSA here in Miami stealing cash from people and their luggage. Fuck you, God. If I was president, first thing I'd do, IRS gone, TSA gone. Flat tax, suck my dick. Oh, but I make more money. Then maybe they should be taxed more. Yeah, it's because they're making more. They're making more. All right, so they're gonna be taxed more because it's a fixed rate. You fuck. So, God, what a by the way, on point here. I got a voice message from the IRS, so we'll be listening to that in a little bit. But I will be taking some cards to Blackpool. My goal is to ship them before Blackpool. That's the thing. My goal is to ship them before Blackpool. Hopefully, they should be shipping either by December. They should be shipping by December, and I should have them fulfilled by January. So mid-January, hopefully I should have them fulfilled. It'd be funny if you're going to Blackpool, I could fulfill it in person. Technically, because I will be going there, hopefully. I still have to work things out with Alakazam, because they did offer me to work at the booth, but that's pending on me completing the trick that I'm working on with them and finalizing that, which I should have the prototypes here today. I think they were shipping to my house today for that trick, the prototype, so I could decide which one I'm going to go with. But I might have that as an option if you're going to England, rather than shipping it over, and it might be a lot easier, judging by the shipping capacities of different countries. So it might be easier if you're going to Blackpool for me to give you your cards in person. So I'll see if that could be an actual viable option. But so I will be taking a couple of those. As far as the other one here that I got, when will you think the decks will be available to non-Kickstarters? Probably the end of January. Karsten. They should be available. I just want to make sure that I'm good and solid and all the decks are fulfilled. And I should have about maybe 400 decks, now I'm 500 technically, inventory to myself that I'll be able to sell. And that should be a good thing, because then I'll just be able to use those. And then if somebody goes, "Oh, what's that deck?" I go, "Oh, coincidentally, I'm selling that deck, missing piece deck." But so that hopefully should be available at the end of January. I learned juggling because there's boxing as a drill, at least in the good boxing gyms. This was over a decade ago. Yeah, I imagine. There's a lot of certain juggling things that with peripheral vision and all that stuff that I imagine is good with boxing. TSA is security theater. Yeah, it's security theater. And they upset me boy. If there's a group of individuals that are just useless, and the way they talk to you, the only problem and the only thing that's preventing me from using Law and Order on your stupid, retarded ass is the fact that if I touch you, I'm on a no-fly list. So you're lucky. That's why they have a little bit of air of arrogance, those fucks. They think that they're untouchable. Technically, they are, because if you want to do things like flying You can't touch them, even though what they do is bullshit. I've never seen a TSA agent that's amicable. They're always pieces of shit, and they scream at you even though there's disparities between the lines. They're always assholes, and my goodness, if I was president, the first thing I would do is abolish the TSA and improve security. Actual security systems and technology and R&D rather than fucking a piece of shit with a little cop cosplay outfit telling me, sir, maybe you should pay more attention when we give instructions. I'll never forget that fucking retard in I was going to say in India. He was Indian. In England that was a TSA guy. And I just so happened to pay attention to one line. I didn't pay attention to the other line. I didn't know which line I was going to get into until the very end where that guy's the one that happens to be looking through my shit and goes, oh, you think people would have paid attention when we tell them 100 times to separate the liquids? And I'm like, well, what I had here, sir, is not liquid. I guess by logical sense, maybe to you it might be liquid. And also I was listening to the other line that said, do not separate my liquids. So I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. I listened to the other line. Maybe you guys should communicate better. And he goes, well, sir, you should maybe pay attention better and understand which line you're in before we have to clarify and be in this situation. Yeah, what a fuck. God, I'm getting angry now thinking about it. So this is the IRS that left me a voicemail.
Hey, Piggy, this is the IRS. I just want to know, why do you owe us so much money? And what's taking you so long to pay? Anyway, that's all we need to know. The police will be there shortly.
The police, fuck. I don't owe the IRS a lot of money. I don't owe the IRS a lot of money. I owe them a lot of money based on what I pay. Compared to what I make, I owe them a lot of money. But for some reason, I owed $140 that they shook me down for. I'm sure $140 is what it cost them to send me that letter. Because you have to have an individual, I guess, in some sort of program, make that code, an algorithm. It probably cost them more than that to send me that fucking letter. And yet, $140 is what they shook me down for. Stage 4 Magic says, heads up, PigCake, check your P.O. box later next week. I would say mailed you something. Okay, sounds hot. Thank you, man. Thank you for letting me know, too. I don't know how many times I've gone to the P.O. box and found random shit that people have sent. So I like it when you tell me. So thank you for that, Stage 4. I might do an unboxing. Also, I think somebody else is sending me something. I do have a P.O. box. So if you want to send me something like somebody sent me the first time I opened it up, which was a noose. A noose. They sent me a noose. And of course, we know the Butcher Saga. The Butcher Saga, which was fun, even though those were addressed directly to my residents. Which at the time was fun. In hindsight, probably wasn't, considering his joining of Antifa. So what else do we have here? Not only England is retarded, New York is retarded. Here we have another instance of New York being a shithole. This is New York essentially charging you to go to work. So these are congestion fees is the way they're justifying it.
New York City will be the first city in America to charge Americans just to go to work in the morning.
Very first state in the nation, the very first city in America to have a congestion pricing plan.
Americans will have to pay around $23 per day.
Passenger vehicles would be charged $15 to enter the congestion zone, trucks between $24 and $36 depending on size, and motorcycles $7.50. Those tolls would be charged once per day and would be in effect between 5 a.m. and 9 p.m. on weekdays and 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. on weekends. Fees.
The proposal aims to reduce traffic congestion, but people are mad because the city eliminated working from home that actually reduced traffic while saving gas money and reducing greenhouse emissions. But what do you think about this new bill? Is it going to help the environment or hurt the pockets of New Yorkers? And which...
Oh, man. Yeah, that is the golden ratio of retardation. The comment says she mentioned those fees with a smile. Yeah, because they're going to be making a boatload of money. What's 23 times 30? Let's see what that is. Oh, that's funny. Wait. Oh, that's really funny. I just got an email from Coinbase saying, the IRS heard you. Here's what's next. I don't like that. I don't like that serendipitous email. Recently asked you to comment on the new IRS rules that are detrimental to Americans' privacy. With 125,000, we made our voices heard. Yada, yada, yada. Extended the IRS A leading tax journal. We clobbered the proposal with our comments. So I guess they had a proposal. Fuck, even that. Ugh, God, they're afraid of it because they can't tax it, or it's hard to tax it. But yeah, 23 times 30. That's an annoying thing, or 31, depending on the month, or 28 if it's Black History Month. What? And then define congestion areas. That's what I want to know. Define congestion areas. If it's going to be up to their subjective opinion. Oh, this area is a high congestion zone, and of course it's designed to reduce traffic and make sure that there's more foot traffic than anything. A lot less cars, a lot less pollution, but a lot more angry people. And a lot more stupid fees that people have to be subjected to just because. Could you imagine? I think that would be the last straw if I lived in New York. The fact that I would have to pay. First of all, I wouldn't have a car in New York City. That would be retarded. But assuming you did, $23 a day to go to a high congestion area? Fuck you. And a motorcycle, $750. Still, fuck off. That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard. It reminds me of those 15-minute cities in England that pretty much are trying to promote the idea of just walking or using your bike to go to certain areas. I'm also sweating like a pig. You get it? You get it? Because my neighbor unfortunately puts the air at 85 because it's cold outside. By cold, it's 70 degrees. That's freezing to us. That law makes North Korea look tame now. Yeah, it makes them look like Tame Impala. That was awful. The NYC toll is fucked. There should be a no toll option. Well, I think that's going to be to eventually when... imagine the Boston Tea Party, I think, was a 2% tax increase or a 2% tax that caused the Boston Tea Party. So imagine that. Imagine that if we still had some balls as a country and we wanted to, I don't know, cause some sort of revolt. That's a joke. That's a joke. But what is it? Thomas Jefferson says every 15 years there should be a change. A change. I think I might be misquoting that. But that definitely would be cause for me to change. Speaking of change, there are certain people that don't change. Certain people that peak in high school. Look at my transitions here. They're really on point. And I saw this one on TikTok in regards to this shoddy. This shoddy, I would say attractive. Verifying that, no bio yet. So here's what she posted. I wore a pink latex dress to the party, to the after party of my prom, and 5 years later, people are still talking about it. And of course, the caption is...
iconic. And I love to do iconic shit.
Sorry?
Because it's iconic. And I love to do iconic shit.
And of course, the comments are, do they, or are you just delusional? You peaked in high school, we get it. No, they don't. Who still talks about high school after 5 years? Ain't nobody talking about that. And I found the dress. I found the dress because she posted it up later. So this is the iconic dress that people allegedly 5 years later are talking about. And I don't get me wrong, attractive young lady. Well, I'm not going to say no. I'm hoping she's 18 plus in this particular picture, but still, objectively, you could say that. And this is the dress that apparently people are still talking about 5 years later. No, they aren't. No, they aren't. Nobody's talking about that 5 years later. No one. Angelina, nobody's talking about that. The comments say, as such, I know no one's talking about that. Girl, that is not it. Ain't no one talking about that. What you think she meant by a pink latex dress? This is exactly what I imagined. Welp, all right, Maddie. She was mentioning that people were still talking about it. And that's a big old doubt. I doubt it. Whereas the iconic, that did not eat like you thought it did. And then, of course, she responds, thank you, Lily. Next time, I'll ask if I could borrow a dress from you. So she thinks that that's a clap back. Girl, nobody cared about that dress. It's a basic dress. Nobody's talking about it in 5 years. An entire roll of duct tape. So, boy, I don't know why that caught me. That made me giggle. Seeing that particular thing made me giggle, just because I really found that funny. There are certain things that you scroll on TikTok every once in a while and you do a little bit of research and investigation yourself, even though she went as far as to post it herself, it's pretty funny that there are people that are so obsessed with themselves. My goodness, get over yourself. Me search. That's what I call it. And you see these types of people, they usually become real estate. They usually get into real estate. The girl that was a hoe in high school usually turns into real estate. And you see a poster of her like this, and you go, you smoked about 17 cocks in one party in high school. So I'm not going to buy a house from you, Samantha. Corn Pop says, vaginas, how long are you going to wear that shirt? Right? I've worn it three videos in a row. 3 videos in a row. I guess now it's tax deductible because it is part of my work. But I found a bunch of other ones at Five Below that were related to that. And I can't imagine anybody wearing a shirt like this legitimately. It says Black Girl Magic, right? I can't imagine any girl wearing this. Can I do the little titty dance? Yeah, I can. Kind of makes my pecs look good, but it makes my stomach look bloated. I look very bloated in this. I actually am bloated. So this doesn't really help my stomach region, but it does make my titties look kind of good. Look at that. Look at that. If I could fucking flex aggressively. But they had some other ones, and I have to imagine maybe it might be the most devout of BLM people that would wear a shirt like this and think that they're slaying. But I don't know. I doubt it. Do you love me? 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 And then I forgot how the rest goes. Now that I can dance, watch me now. I'm not familiar with that part of the song. The only part that I'm familiar with is Do You Love Me, which is kind of iconic, but the rest I don't know. It's like the Pokemon song. People do karaoke, the Pokemon song quite often. I've seen that done whenever I've gone. There's always some weeb that goes and does the Pokemon song. And then you know the first part, the da-da-da-da, I want to be the very best that no one ever was, right? They get into that. And then there's a second part that nobody knows because that's where the song ends in the show. So after the catch them is my only Pokemon, gotta catch them all. That part, after that part, there's an entire other part of the song. The song's like 5 minutes. And we only know the first minute because that's what we used to watch in the show. And now adults watch it. So imagine, it used to be a thing for kids. I was 11 when I watched that show. And now people that watch it for the most part are in their 20s and 30s and some in their 40s. It reminds me of the My Little Pony. My Little Pony was a show designed for little girls to capitalize on toys and to sell little girls' toys. And they did not capitalize on the fact that, or they did not anticipate. They capitalized, but they didn't anticipate that, the majority of their audience would be bronies, dudes that like My Little Pony. Let me see if I could Google some. Boy, it is outrageously hot. Bronies. So let me see if I could find bronies, a good example of what perfect right here. This is what a brony looks like. You could see him up there. You could see him here. Right, these are bronies, dudes that are way into My Little Pony. We got some black ones too. So we got some brothers. We got some, I believe, some furries. There's a lot of crossovers between furries and bronies. This one seems to be a unlovable one. Unlovable oaf. Jesus fuck. My Little Pony corrals unlikely fanboys known as bronies. God bless them. We also have people like this, I guess. You could see that. Seems to also be into diapers. He's wearing a diaper.
You know, we're living in a society.
We live in a society. Don't forget that, guys. I know a lot about you. Like why you're watching this ad. And it's specifically because you've looked up magic tricks. Well, hey there, my name's PigCake, and I've been doing magic trick tutorials on YouTube for the better part of 6 years. And I'm here to tell you about the PigCake Magic Academy with over 1,200 videos already uploaded, designed to make you an expert magician. You get access to all the content the moment you sign up, and I'm uploading every single week. As a matter of fact, I uploaded a video today. Just look at that list of moves, tricks, ideas that you're gonna get access to the moment you sign up. It doesn't end. As a matter of fact, I could stop talking completely, and the list is still gonna keep going. Just look. So check it out, the PigCake Magic Academy. The link is going to be below. I go with you, but I'm stuck in this video. But I'll wait for you to go ahead and click it. Go ahead, you know you want to. So you caught me trying to flip my fan using my toe towards me so I get a little bit more air. It might be annoying in the microphone, but I don't care. I'm really, really hot right now. All bronies need to be on the register. I agree. That's for sure. Speaking of cringe, here's one that I saw. This is, I believe, a popular Twitch streamer called Amaranth. Fuck. I really don't understand how people like this get popular. I guess it's just her titties and the fact that she's hot. That might be it. But I believe this one happened recently. This is a they call him a mod, but I don't think he's one of her mods. I think that he's just a big fan of hers. And just look at the interaction between her and this guy. Oh, fuck. This hurts to watch.
Comic-Con one. A Comic-Con. I'm very surprised that it fit perfectly in the dimensions because I just like eyeballed it. And I was like,
nailed it.
Nailed it.
Oh!
That stings, Rance. Yeah, that stings.
This is my Comic-Con one.
Look at how she doesn't even look at him. She's subhuman. And these guys pay these people thousands of dollars. Sometimes in the tens of thousands. And then this is how these people treat them. IRL, in person. Look at this.
I'm very surprised that it fit perfectly in the dimensions because I just like eyeballed it. And I was like,
nailed it.
Oh, God. And it's not like she didn't see him. She's looking, I believe, at a monitor. She's looking at some sort of, maybe a phone or something that's showing her. They're all full of their own shit. They're all into me search. They're all into themselves. So you know that she's looking at herself. And this guy, God, there's just the hat, the fucking Peaky Blinders hat, the dirty shirt, the unkempt beard, the glasses, the demeanor. He's edging closer to her. That's the creepy part, too. He's edging closer to her. I saw this initially here, where this guy's giving her shit. So it says Amaranth Mod, so I guess it could be one of her moderators.
nailed it. Show banner? Okay.
That stings, Rance. Yeah, that stings.
What type of team ball am I looking at? Okay, look, first of all, we all take L's, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe not quite like this. This is a catastrophic L, but we all take L's, right? What the hell is this guy commentating about? Damn, that stung. Nigga, we know. L-mans, bro. You supposed to pick your mans up. You're supposed to pick your teammates up. Even though we take L's.
Yeah, so he gets in the whole motivational bit here. Nah, Simps never team. They're so delusional that they think they're in competition with each other for Amaranth. That's funny. The fact that she clearly sees it and ignores it is crazy. Bro's not getting recruited. When y'all say chat is real, that's real. Sorry, that's chat. That's who you're talking to. Okay, I don't know why I read that. Yeah, it's just it's this sort of fake. I guess they get interacted with, and they think now that they're buddies because they've given them. And the worst part is that it's not even. Look, I know the PigCake Magic Academy, right? I collect money from individuals, but I'm offering a service. My service is the tutelage of card tricks, coin tricks, all 1,400 videos just about going over stuff, beginner magic all the way to expert level stuff. You're getting a service. It's like Netflix, right? You're getting videos every day. Today I posted a video on a mini tarot thing, right? Which is, it's cool. It's a good service. It's a service. For these bitches, all you're getting is maybe a thanks. Oh, thanks. You gave me money. Wow, thank you. Appreciate you. Oh my God. I wouldn't be anywhere without you guys. And to these simps, they think that that's an interaction. They think that that's a relationship. They think that now they're buddies, that now maybe there's a chance with these people. No, they don't care about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They just want to squeeze you out for no work on their end and then maximum squeezing from them to you. It's disgusting. Let's see. I repeat, green cards and ham. Next book title. I think I have that at Blitch. I think I might have that as one. Green cards and ham. I think that would be good. And I already see the potential cover ideas for that too. The simps are equally, if not more, at fault than the e-thoughts. I agree. They're taking advantage of a market that exists, right? They're taking advantage of the fact that, well, people are looking out, or that there's people that are paying for that. But at the same time, they're also untalented sluts. So... And then you see their argument all the time. No, we're not untalented. We have to do so much work. We have to edit. We have to look hot. We have to pick out different bras. We have to pick out different outfits. It's really difficult to do what I do. And then you look at any one of their streams and it's garbage. There's none of this. Look at this interaction here. Look at this heat. You guys are getting news. You guys are getting points, things that could help you in life, things that could benefit you ultimately. That's what you're getting here on the PigCast. With them, you're essentially just getting tits. Guess what, honey? I could find that for free online. I could find that for $20 at my local motel. So you're not special just because you have just immaculate breasts. I can't believe that I'm saying it, but that dude needs to learn magic. It won't help him with the girls, but he belongs with us. He belongs with us. You're right. I could see that man as being part of our community, especially with that hat, that little fucking Peaky Blinders hat. No cap on racial bias. Hashtag if you know, you know. Piggy would touch your wiener if you give him thousands of dollars. I would gladly. If you give me thousands of dollars, I'd probably let you touch my dick. He probably already does magic. That's true. That seems like the type of guy. Let's take a look at him. Let's kind of look at him. I guess let me find a video where it's kind of bigger. I can't zoom in on him, unfortunately. Oh, thank you, Twitch. Sorry, TikTok. I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely looks like the type. Got the beard, the unkempt beard, the posture. Look at this physiognomy here. This weird. The best letter to compare him is the letter C, right? You don't want to have the body type of the letter C, right? And then just the lean in. And you know that's his only contact with a female ever. You know that's it. And he was shooting his shot there and he didn't get it. Oh, God, rough. And the worst part is homeboy's still going to keep supporting her. That's the worst part. Going through the comments here. Pepsi Addict says big, but you said it kind of loud, Pepsi. You said it kind of loud. You said it big, like kind of loud. You said it like big, like that. You said it kind of like that, like big, like that, you know? So that's an interesting comment. I wonder what your next comment is going to be. Pepsi Addict, what's going to be your next comment? If your first comment was big, if it was big, what's the next one going to be? I guess I'll just wait and wonder. What do you call your hat then? A piggy blinder? Toby, you got the pin of shame. Pin of shame, Toby. You earned it. You earned it. It's a beanie. It's a beanie. It's not a piggy blinders cap. You should be ashamed of yourself for the attempt to be clever. But you know what? You got a second one. You got a second one for thinking that you're clever. This is another one that bothered me. I couldn't make a smooth transition to that one. These morning routines are just getting out of hand. These morning routines really bother me. It's always these guys that say, first thing I do in the morning is I wake up and I do 1,000 push-ups. And then after I do 1,000 push-ups, let's see where it is. It doesn't even show up here. I have to like it, I think. Let me see. I have to like it here so that it pops up in my likes on TikTok. Dynamo is dead, by the way. Dynamo is making a comeback. That's a hot one. I was over there in England while he was shooting some shit. Last time I was in Blackpool. So the fact that I see this on my Instagram, it's kind of cool. I've gotten some little peeks here or there. And it's very impressive. Very impressive what he has going. Of course, PDT helping him out there. So that's kind of a good one. What the fuck was I going to do? Oh, TikTok. I got distracted. So let me go and find this shit. Okay, stop. I get distracted easily by a bunch of thoughts, a bunch of attractive, hot thoughts. But these bother me. Okay, so let me go to liked now and see hopefully if it's there. Yes. What is this? Right? So what are these guys with these morning routines that just, it's all the fucking same dumb shit.
I wake up in the morning, the very first thing I do is I walk down my hallway, I drink 10 ounces of hydrogen water. If you don't want to spring for a hydrogen water machine, get a basic water filter.
If you don't want to get a hydrogen water machine, let me take up these delusional fucks. Hydrogen water machine. So let's take a look at this one. This one is a hydrogen water machine. And this one is about $2,500. So I guess, I don't know if this might be one. I guess I said hydrogen machine. $2,500. If you don't want to sprig for one of those. You're not going to have a productive morning unless you have hydrogen water, 10 ounces specifically, first thing in the morning.
At your grocery store at a minimum that filters out fluoride and chlorine. And then I love David Goggins and David Goggins'
Fucking
method
hate David
because
Goggins.
he solves procrastination with action. Yes. And so you just get up, robotically you go, you get 10 ounces of water, you whack back 10 ounces of water, and now immediately get outside onto your balcony, onto your front porch. If you're in a hotel, just open up the doors, open up the windows, and take a seat and do 8 minutes of breath work. If you can, you want to take your shoes off and contact the real surface.
I like these comments, by the way. These consumer comments. Hydrogen water, you say? I prefer to start with oxygen air. First thing I do in the morning is go to TikTok for 28 minutes. I drink a gallon of milk. I get the shits when I go to work. I get up after laying there for an hour on TikTok, chug coffee, and chase it with Red Bull, and then question my life choices. I'm sorry, doesn't the H in H2O stand for hydrogen? Does my science degree deceive me? Let's see what this comment says. Facts. Wouldn't that be hydrogen peroxide adding an extra hydrogen, H2O2? I agree. There's certainly levels to water, though. My ancestors didn't do anything, and living 96 years, that's fucking hysterical. So I love all these motivational dudes. Well, that sounds fun, but I have to go to work. I'll stick to my depression bong. That's just so fucking funny. But I love those. And then I love the people that also go, you're just missing out on free game. You're missing out on free game. These guys are just telling you things for you to be successful. And you're just asleep. You're asleep. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to make money. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're going to do breath work outside of your efficiency in Miami, Florida. And you're going to make no extra money because of that. All right? So shut up. I'm going to drink a Modello and do about 500 push-ups. So suck my left nut. But I hate these motivational dudes. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Tater Thought. I like Tate only because the way he said things was just so hysterical. And broke! You're broke! You're brokey! Just the way he would say it just makes me giggle inside. But these guys that are just pretend, these pretend sort of, I want to say, martyrs almost, or these pretend sort of dudes, like that guy from a couple streams ago, the tight pants, that he was talking about all the things that he would do. If you don't have a six-pack, you can't work for him. Shut up. Shut up. My fucking God. Oh, I like it when people say things about me. I like it when they go, hey, man, your pants are too tight. You get those pants at the men's section, I could see your dick. I love it. I love it. It just fuels me. Shut up. And David Goggins is another one of those fucks. Oh, you got to run 38 miles. No. I think my niece maybe would do good with a couple miles and less rigorous of a training regimen. I'm not training for marathons. I'm trying to beat people up. I'm trying to beat that bitch up from Publix. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to lay some pipe on that pussy. And you're out here telling me, if you're not running 38 miles and you got to run until your nipples are bleeding. Not really. Not really, David. That's kind of excessive. That's excessive. There's a difference between health and maintaining, active lifestyle and doing things that are good for you and things that are outright bad for you. Believe it or not, as much as I like to dog and the fats, there's also just as much potential dogging for those that are excess of working out. Anything excess is bad for you. You nailed the first part. Look it up and be ready the next time, says Ben Shapiro. I might be next time when you test me on the next stream, which might be either Tuesday or Wednesday. Water is fucking hydrogen, dumb fuck, says Carson Top. The first thing I do when I wake up is curse the day I was born. Then I take a dump and get ready for work, says Corn Pop. That sounds like a good morning routine, right? A good fun one. A lot of people like to pretend like, oh, first thing I do is I like to annotate in my journal my affirmations for the day. I'm just going to write about my affirmations for the day. Today, I will feel great. Journal, dear diary, or dear journal if you're a fan of Doug. Today, I'm going to do wonderful. I'm going to kick butt at work. I'm going to be a badass. I'm going to be a badass. I'm going to be a badass magician. Ill. Whackback, never heard of that one before. Whackback sounds like, let's actually look that up on Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary. Let's take a look. Whackback. Whackback. Let's see if that's anything. Out of whackback, quack. So that, if we go to Urban Dictionary, official name for a chiropractor. Maybe shortened to back quack. You should never pump heavy weights without wearing a body well, because you only end up at the out of whack back quack, Jack. Pretty H. That's pretty H. So let's see what happens when I look up PigCake in Urban Dictionary. PigCake. PigCake is a former teacher and currently mildly popular Floridian YouTuber that attempts to make good God weep by tricking innocent children into the worst hobby in mankind's history, card tricks. PigCake is the #1 cause of adoption in America, and this was written by Rusty. Thank you for that, Rusty. Weird way that he described how he drinks hydrogen water quickly. Yeah, 10 ounces is a very specific, obnoxious amount of water to say, oh, I'm going to drink 10 ounces of water and hit that back. Whack it back first thing in the morning. All right, dude. Okay, dude. Let's see the other one that I liked here. I know that I favorited some other ones here. Why? Okay, no. This one is just a lot of hot girls, man. If you look at the things that I like... Oh, fuck. It's just a bunch of hot girls, essentially, on my shit. This is a Telekinesis bitch, I guess. Let's see what this bitch is up to. Adriana PS. So let's go to her most recent attempt. Let's see. I'm trying to find... this one was from a previous live stream where she was doing some psychic phenomenon. And she was essentially bitching at you for thinking that what she's using is wind. But it's not wind. It's psychic energy. Let's see. Psychokinetics. How it all started. Manic but magical. Let's see this one. Let's practice aerokinesis. All right. So let's see how she's able to do this. All right. So what I would like her to do, again, is to sing and then have the thing fall over, but stand at a distance and do this. Right? I want her to do that and see if it works the same. Yes, it's the voice and talent for me. My turn. Let's get it, love. Ha ha. I need to get serious about singing. I be playing around. And of course, there's only 3 comments here, which make me believe that she's deleting some comments. Let's see this one, mind over matter. So she set, I don't know, the air off. It's always interesting how all these things have to be precariously balanced, right? Please delete your account. That's funny. You can't see it because I'm in the way, but it says please delete your account. Today I'm practicing using less force and no force at all. So she's rubbing her hands together. And it's turning. It's turning. If I had a toothpick and some foil, I'd probably do that right now. I would do that right now. I challenge her to do that from across the room, though. That's the one that I challenge her to do. What's her name? Adriana PS, if that's your name. Adriana P. Shit. I would challenge you to do that across the room. And do that. Maybe cover your nose, maybe? And your mouth? I would challenge that. I think that would be a fun way to do it. Fucking A, man. We have too much time on our hands, my friends. We have way too much time on our hands. I guess that's the bits here. That's the advice that I like to give, typically. I think I've covered all the topics. We like to think that there's more out there than there actually is. Not really. Not really. We're just ourselves. I went to a funeral, as a matter of fact, a couple days ago for my friend's mom. Really rough, I gotta say. Really aggressive. There was one bitch that she, I guess, lived 2 blocks away from the funeral home where my friend decided to have the wake. And this cunt kept bothering the wife, saying, hey, let me say a couple words. Let me say a couple words. And all she did was promote her church. All she did was promote her church. So people think they're more important than they actually are. Any thoughts about the new big trick on edge? It's not for me. I think you're talking about what I do to myself on a daily basis, which is edge. I edge. This is what I'm doing to myself, like this. This is how I edge myself. So you're talking about that. Or you're talking about the castle trick, the card castle trick. It's kind of dope. It's kind of dope, I guess. It's this impossible thing. It's kind of floating on itself. If you haven't seen it, I guess I could show it on edge. So let's take a look at that bad boy. That's what it's called? On edge magic trick. On edge, there's a bunch of reviews. They had it on the Wizard Magic Review, as they call it now. Let me see if I could show it here. So you make a card castle. Angelo Carbone is really killing it this year with that demi deck and this shit. If it ever fucking loads, thank you very much. Let me lower this to 360p. My fucking goodness. What am I paying for? So that's the first bit. And then it's just free flowing. So I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, definitely a nice twist in the card castle.
Starts with a believable premise.
Reminds me of the tensegrity bit that Paul Harris used to do. So yeah, that's cool. That's dope. I think it's I don't think it'd be that practical because you got to learn how to build a card castle, from my understanding. But so that's a stream, my friends. Thank you guys for watching. I'll do another one probably either tomorrow or Wednesday, so keep on the lookout for that. I put a notification out on my Discord. If you want to leave me a voice message, be sure to do so in the link down below. If you want to send me something cool on the P.O. box, make sure to do that as well. If you want, I have it linked down below as well. Let me know. Let me know as well if you send. I know I have a couple things coming my way there. Let's see what else. I think that might be it. We live in a society.
You know, we're living in a society.
But more importantly than that, always remember,